My name is Lacey, and I'm your English teacher for today. Welcome back to the Eigo Love YouTube channel. It's almost spring. Can you believe it? Today, we are going to be covering spring vocabulary. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start off with weather words. So our first one is breeze. Breeze is used to describe a light wind. It's a slight bit of wind. So it doesn't feel as hot because there's a nice ocean breeze. Just the light wind that cools it off a little. Next, we have shower. We use this often with spring showers, which is a brief period of rain. It's very short, but it's a little bit of rain. So we have a saying in English, spring showers bring May flowers. So the rain in spring brings the flowers in summer. Okay? Next, we have sprinkle. Sprinkle is another word used to describe rain. However, it's a very small amount of rain. So for example, it's sprinkling outside, but we should be fine without an umbrella. Because it's so light, it's just like you can barely feel it. You don't really need an umbrella. Next, we have drizzle. Drizzle is again another word used to describe rain. It's a small amount of rain, but it's more than a sprinkle. There's a light drizzle. You'll need your umbrella. So because it's more than a sprinkle, you're going to need an umbrella because you can actually feel it and it will get you a little more wet. And our last rain word is pour, to pour. So pour is used when there is a lot of rain. And so, for example, it's pouring outside. Let's wait for the rain to pass. So we often say it's pouring. There's a lot of rain. Next, we have the word thaw. To thaw means for ice to melt, okay? Or for ice to turn to water. So, for example, the ground is starting to thaw. It means the ground is no longer frozen. The ground is starting to thaw, so it's a little muddy. Okay? And last of the weather words is puddle. Puddle is a group of water that's on the ground, on the street, and they often they're often created from the rain. So it's the water that's left on the ground. So, for example, when I was a little girl, I liked to play in the puddles. Or, watch out for that puddle. You don't want to get your shoes wet. Our next group of words is used to describe plants or animals. Our first word is bloom. Now, bloom can be used as a noun or a verb, but it's used to talk about flowers. So a bloom is when the flower is fully showing. Or to bloom is when the flower fully shows. So for example, the flowers are starting to bloom. Spring has finally come. Our next word is blossom. Blossom, like bloom, is used to talk about flowers and can also be used as a verb or as a noun. So it means the same thing, the flowers that are showing themselves. So, for example, the flowers are finally blossoming. It's finally spring. Or, have you seen the blossoms on the tree? That's why we often call cherry blossoms or plum blossoms. We use blossoms for tree flowers, and that's the main difference between blossom and bloom. We don't say cherry blooms. Cherry blossoms. You got it. Next, we have the word chirp. To chirp or a chirp is the sound that a bird makes. So the little sounds from birds, that's chirping. So for example, I can hear the birds chirping outside. It must be spring. You got it. Can you hear any chirping right now? Next, we have nest. This also goes along with birds. A nest is the bed or the home that a bird makes for her eggs. It's like her baby's bed. So, there's a bird nest with baby birds in that tree. There's a bird's nest with baby birds in that tree. I personally love seeing baby birds as they're so cute. Next, we have hatch. Now this goes along with eggs. When an egg breaks open and the baby comes out, that is to hatch. The bird has hatched or the egg has hatched. Means for the baby to come out of the egg. So, the eggs in that nest have finally hatched. You got it. Next we have seed or seedling. So a seed is like it's not a baby, but it's a small piece from a plant that grows into or turns into a new plant. So a seedling is when the seed has become a little baby plant. So there are lots of seedlings that I'm preparing for my garden. There are lots of seedlings that I'm preparing for my garden. Next, now this isn't a fun one, but it's allergies. Allergies are what cause the sneezing or the runny nose, achoo, in the spring. So when you have allergies, maybe your eyes will water, your nose will run, you'll sneeze, you'll cough because of allergies. Okay? Now we have a special word for this in spring, also known as hay fever. Hay fever are the allergies caused by pollen or the little yellow dust from flowers. So our example sentences are, Achoo! Sorry, I've got allergies. Okay? Or, this year my hay fever is really bad. Our last two words for spring have the word spring in them. We've got spring cleaning. To clean is to make things pretty or to organize. And we say spring cleaning because often in spring, everyone likes to clean out their house, to get rid of old things, to open the windows, let the fresh air in, and do some cleaning. So, for example, I just finished my spring cleaning for this year. I feel refreshed. We've also got spring break. Now, this is one of my most favorite times of the year. Spring break is a season or 1 or 2 weeks that we get off in school. So for example, in the US and I believe in Europe as well, in spring, we get a little bit of a school vacation and sometimes for work too. So we call this short vacation spring break. So where are you going for spring break? I'm going to Miami for spring break. I'm going to swim in the ocean and do some jet skiing. Now, of course, this is just a dream for me. I don't get spring break right now, but spring break is always the talk of the schools and a lot of workplaces. What are you going to do for spring break? You've done fantastic today. I hope you have some new spring vocabulary you can add into your conversations in the upcoming months. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, give this video a thumbs up, and follow for more. See you next time. Bye!